Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be part 2 of my series on how to buy designer handbags here in the Philippines. So I have part 1 of the series already uploaded, and if you haven't seen the video, I'm gonna put the link down below. But for those of you who haven't seen it yet and just want a quick summary of that video, basically in that video, I talked about the luxury brands which have physical boutiques here in the Philippines. And I also talked about online shoppers and personal shoppers which have physical shops here in the Philippines as well. In this video, I'm going to be talking about purely the online shop. So all of these shops which I will be mentioning in this video have no physical store, and you can get them through ordering through their online shops or Instagram accounts, save for a few who have group pop-up stores once in a while. So for this video, I'm going to be dividing the online shops and personal shoppers in 3 categories. The first category would be the more affordable online shops. The second category would be the mid-range, and the third category would be the expensive, high-profile online shoppers and resellers. Before I start this video, I would like to say that again, none of these shops are sponsored, and these are all based on my own personal research and preference. Before I start, I'd like to categorize these online shoppers into 2 things. So I'll first be giving a definition on each of these categories, so when I mention it later on, you would understand on which category they fall on. The 2 categories of these online shops and sellers that I'm going to be mentioning are: 1, you're either a reseller, or 2, you're a personal shopper. So if you don't know much about online shopping yet, here's the definition, just for you to be able to understand these shoppers more and be able to categorize them. So first is a reseller. If a shop is a reseller, most likely their items are either on hand or consigned with them. So some resellers, they actually don't have the items on hand, but they post photos of the items that are available, so you can choose between the stuff that they put on their accounts. Meaning, if that person is a reseller, you can only choose from the items that they post. So you can't ask them to find you a rare or hard to find item. So you can only pick amongst the items that they post on their online stores. Also, a lot of these resellers sell consigned items, meaning items that some of their clients ask them to resell because lots of people don't have time to sell anymore, so they have their things consigned with them, and these resellers just put up a markup of like a certain percentage to these items that are consigned. Meaning, if you're buying from a reseller, the item can be either brand new or pre-loved. The next category is a personal shopper. So if you're a personal shopper, most likely all the items that you have are brand new because you buy them straight from the store. People usually go to personal shoppers if there's a new item in the market that they're really trying to get a hold of but can't because it's such a hot item, thus resulting to no stock in the boutiques here. Or people use personal shoppers because there's completely no boutique here. So this applies for stores like Chanel and Dior, which have no physical store here in the Philippines. So usually if you want something from their brand, you go to a personal shopper because they can shop for you brand new in store. So now that part's over with, let's get on to mentioning the online stores. So first we're going to be starting with the list of affordable online stores and shoppers. So number 1 on my list is ReRe Seller. ReRe was actually the first Instagram store that I stumbled upon, and it was because of his online store that I got into online shopping. So I actually found out about ReRe Seller through Aubrey Miles because I follow Aubrey on Instagram, and there was this one time she posted one of her items that came from ReRe Seller, and that's how I found him. I would consider ReRe a reseller because you can only choose from the items that he posts on his Instagram store. He has a lot of clients and he has no time to shop individually as a personal shopper. So with him, what you see on his store is what's available. In my opinion, ReRe has one of the lowest prices, and the range of brands that he carries go from contemporary designers to luxury designers, which is why you can get a varied selection of items when you shop in his store. He is based in Dubai. Whenever there's a sale in Dubai, the prices go down really low, which is why he's able to offer a lot of these items for such low prices. Next is Canon Bags by Marga Canon. So what I like about her store actually is that she poses with all the items that she has. So Marga is considered a reseller because all of her items are on hand. Thus, she's able to post with all the items that she has for sale on her Instagram. So this is great for people who want to see what the bag looks like before purchasing the item, because you get to see the ratio and proportion of what it looks like on someone. So all, if not most of her photos of bags have her modeling the bag, which is why she's great, because you're able to appreciate the bag more seeing it worn and modeled by someone. The next two are MJ Collections by Micah Tenseco and Janie Castillo. Now, I would consider both of them as resellers because most of their items are again mostly consigned. I put both of them together because they're two very pretty ladies who consign luxury designer goods. They've posted their photos on Instagram a few times, which is why I can give this description about them. And both of them also, I believe, reselling or selling luxury goods, it's not their main job. I can tell from how they manage their profile that it's not their main job. So this is something that I guess they probably just do on the side. Next is Sweet Luxury PTD. So this is Jen. I would consider her a reseller because, again, you can only choose from the items that she posts on her Instagram store. Now, Jen is one of my favorite resellers because she always has the complete package of the items that she sells. So she sells both brand new and pre-loved, but most of the time, all her items come complete with the dust bag, the box, the care cards, everything. So it's actually rare on her store to find anything that doesn't come with a complete package. Next is Luxe Shopping by Tin. So Tin is where I got my Gucci Marmont flap from. So I ordered this from her while she was in Paris. And from my research, and trust me, like, I've done my research on where to buy to get the lowest markup. And based on my research, she has the lowest markup of them all. Tin is considered as a personal shopper because you can ask for the item that you want and she will go to the boutique personally and check for you. Then she's going to quote you on a price. So that's usually how personal shoppers go. So like, for example, what I did with my Marmont when I contacted her was I sent her a photo, I sent her the specifications of the bag that I wanted, and since it's cheaper in Paris, that's where she got the bag. Tin is very accommodating and has actually since then become my friend, so I really commend her for that. Next, we head on to the mid-range shoppers. So I categorize these shoppers as mid-range because their markup is quite higher than the shoppers in the list that I previously mentioned. By mid-range, I also mean that the items they carry are more on the higher end of the designer spectrum. So in these shops, you would see more of Chanel, more of Hermes, more of Louis Vuitton as compared to the previous shops, which offers a wider array of items from Marc Jacobs to Alexander Wang, etc. The first two on this list are Pink Blossom 2012 and iLux 2013. So I'm mentioning them together because they're both kind of similar. As you can see, both their follower count are in the 100,000s and they're both pretty established online shops. So for both Pink Blossom and iLux, I believe they both have similar clientele. For Pink Blossom, for example, I believe that Kim Chu has posted some of her items which were from Pink Blossom 2012. And for iLux 2013, I actually found out about iLux 2013 through Cheska Kramer. Tony Gonzaga has also posted some items from iLux 2013. So these two shops, a lot of fashion stylists in the industry such as Kimmy and Boop Yap, they had a lot of their designer items from these two shops which they use to style their clients. So for Pink Blossom and iLux 2013, I would categorize them as personal shoppers. Then we have Luxurious Shop. This shop almost has the same clientele as the first two shops, but with a less following. Luxurious Shop is also a personal shopper. Then we have Pre-Loved Bags 888. So she also has a lot of mid-range designer items like Chanel and Hermes, and I would categorize her as a reseller. And finally, we have Fashion Curator Manila. So I actually forgot to add this shop in part 1 because they actually have a physical store. But Fashion Curator Manila is both a reseller and a personal shopper. Because aside from having on-hand items which you can choose from, they also accept pre-orders from different shops as how personal shoppers would. Now, the most awaited, we go on to the last list in this video, which are the high-profile personal shoppers. These shoppers source their items mostly from Europe because some of them are actually based there. And I categorize them as high profile because the clients that they have are, well, higher profile. So the clients that these shoppers have range from Heart Evangelista to the wives of the biggest business tycoons to doctors, and to politicians. So the first shopper on this list is Inday Shoppers. Now, Inday Shoppers is actually close friends with Heart Evangelista, and I've seen their photos, and Heart is one of her top clients. She's not only a personal shopper of bags, shoes, and clothes, but she's a diamond grader as well. So if you check her Instagram account, she has the most stunning jewelry, which, as some would say, only the 1% can afford. Another thing about her is that she has the best connections, so especially for Hermes, if you're a client looking for a very specific, very rare Hermes bag, you just give her the color, the leather type, the hardware, and she is for sure going to be able to get it for you. Next is Model Love Looks. So she is also friends with Heart and Inday Shoppers, and they've actually collaborated along with some other personal shoppers in putting up pop-up sales. So as I mentioned earlier in this video, some of these shoppers hold pop-up sales, especially since they're mostly online based. So sometimes these shoppers get together and put up a pop-up sale where they all gather in one venue to meet their clients and for their clients to be able to see what they have on hand. Next is Eurolux Experience. So he's also based in Europe, and fun fact, he's actually friends with Madonna. He is also one of those big personal shoppers, and Pia Wurtzbach is actually one of his clients. Next is Love Looks Bags. So this is by Amy, and she is actually another big personal shopper because Chris Aquino is one of her clients. So she was actually interviewed by Chris Aquino in one of Chris' YouTube videos where they talk about designer and vintage handbags. Amy is also the personal shopper of Marian Rivera, and if you've heard about it, she was the personal shopper in the controversy about Marian Rivera wearing a fake D&G t-shirt. Of course, that controversy turned out to be false because Amy only sells 100% authentic items. Next is Julius Closet. So he's not as known as the few other personal shoppers that I've mentioned, but he is based in New York, and his style is he always puts the dollar conversion in his Instagram posts, because if you purchase a product from him, the final amount would always be based on the US dollar conversion for that day. Finally, we have Bag Angel. Now, Bag Angel also offers a lot of higher end designer goods, and the good thing about her is that she offers layaway. So she is actually one of the very few, if not the only one, in my list of personal shoppers who offers layaway plan. Finally, if you've made it this far, I want to add in a little bonus, and my last tip for shopping for designer goods in the Philippines is to check out these Facebook groups. So in these Facebook groups, we have Hungry Closet and Wardrobe Warehouse. So if you're interested in looking for designer bags at really low prices, you can log on to Facebook and request to join both of these Facebook groups, because sometimes you can actually run into a really great deal in there. There are a lot of people that sell on those two websites, and most of the time the people who sell there sell their own personal items. So these aren't items that are consigned, or there are not much resellers in those groups yet. So if you're looking into buying pre-loved, you can actually get some great deals there, especially because the items that are posted there are mostly personally used by the members. So that's it for my video on how to buy designer bags here in the Philippines. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, then just comment them down below. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye!